I'm so tired. Hey, Hair Circle, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite albums. And today I'm going to be doing another album review, mini albums review video where I just go over several albums at once because I really don't have time. Also, it's like 10 p.m. right now. I have tons of assignments. I have somebody to call. I just got off 3 classes. I slept for less than 4 hours today. I'm literally dying, so I'm just gonna get this over with and move on to October, okay? Okay. So, yeah, today I'm going to talk about 5 different albums. And as much as I want to talk about them in individual full-length reviews, I don't have the time. I'm sorry. First album I'm going to be talking about is a new Nails album, Every Bridge Burning. So Nails, American metalcore, grindcore, death metal band, they're back. Oh my god, it's been a while since they have released their last album, I think. I think it's been a while, actually. You know what? Let me take a look, cuz their last album I believe was from 2016, right? Yes, it's been 8 years. What? So, yeah, I remember back in 2016 when I first got into Anthony Fantano, and I was like, oh, Nails, sure, I'll listen to it. And I listened to it, and I'm like, what the fuck? I did not understand metal music at all. And Nails is a really aggressive entry point for metal music, and I really didn't get into it, but I think throughout the ages I finally understood the aggression, and I finally learned how to enjoy the aggression. You will never be one of us. Like, now I'm really headbanging to it. So they've released a new album, Every Bridge Burning. Cool album cover, only 17 minutes long. That's how you know it's good. And once again, they're fantastic. We have pummeling riffs, smashing drums, aggressive growls, and what's making this album still sound fresh, even though they've been making similar music for all these years, is that they still have so much young energy, and there's still a lot of catchy, sticky guitar riffs, angry, toxic lyrics that scream, fuck off. And, you know, if you read these lyrics in a different voice, in a different way, it sounds like a 13-year-old girl spilling drama and being mean in middle school, but with amazing drums and screams, it just becomes very good metalcore lyrics. Give Me the Painkillers has these amazing electrifying guitar slides, and the track Imposing Will has an amazing breakdown near the end of the track. I love this track, it's great. I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. Next album I'm going to be talking about is the new Ginger Root album, Shinbangumi. So Californian singer-songwriter Cameron Liu is back with a new album under Ginger Root. And I've listened to his music for a little bit in the last couple of years, but I never really took him that seriously because I feel like a lot of his music is basically him seeing that city pop is making a huge comeback and YouTube is making Japanese pop music blowing up, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. So people are gonna listen to my music now. So for a long time, and you know, he's not Japanese, he's Chinese American. So obviously some of his music are decent, but I never really took his music seriously. But I listened to this album, and you know what? This is surprisingly good. This is actually really good. The production is so good. The vocals are very muffled. We have some punchy percussion matched with funky keyboards. There's so much texture. Every single track is groovy, fun, blissful, catchy, and yeah, it's very city pop inspired, but it's also very much not city pop. Like, you can listen to a Stay With Me or a Plastic Love or anything from Yamashita Tatsuro, and it'll sound different from this album. Yet there's still the same kind of slickness to it all. No Problem is a great single. Dun, 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 dun. How could you say that you don't have that you have no problem? Really cool, really catchy, really love it. I also really like the track There Was a Time, which kind of sounds like a late Beatles song with how psychedelic and vintage it is. The track Giddy Up is another super sweet, blissful track, and I love the post-punk vibes. Some of the tracks on this album didn't work as well and are a little too derivative, but overall, pretty good. 7 out of 10. Pew, pew, pew. Third album I'm going to be talking about is the new Floating Points album, Cascade. Yeah, I don't know. So, British electronic artist Sam Shepard, aka Floating Points. I slept for less than 4 hours today, so if I sound insane, leave me be. Floating Points is back with a new album, and this is pretty good. This is a pretty good electronic album. There's a lot of interesting sound play here. It's very futuristic. It's buzzy. I love the tech house and the IDM on this album. The album opener Vocoder Club Mix is bouncy. It's fun. And the track Birth 4000 has these pumping bass, and the whole track is just so aggressive. It is basically a freaking banger. We also have the track Fast Forward, which I love how muddy and dirty it sounds. But one of the highlights on the album for me is the track Ocotillo? I don't know. This track is sort of a half and half. The first half has these bright, bubbly synths, very nice, very soothing, and then it slowly transitions into this buzzy, busy techno bit that kind of sounds like Autecker. Very good electronic album. It sounds like a very good Boiler mix, and it didn't blow my mind or anything. I've definitely heard better electronic albums, but overall, it's a really solid mixed album. So I'm feeling a strong 7, maybe even to a light 8 out of 10. I wrote a 7 here, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it's an 8. Fourth album I'm going to be talking about is the new Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds album, Wild God. This is actually a really fascinating album. I really want to do a full-length review on it. Unfortunately, I don't have the time, but Nick Cave has always been one of the most versatile and interesting artists, one of the most important singer-songwriters of the last 3 decades or so. He's basically a veteran at this point, yet he's still relatively unknown. And right now we're already at late Nick Cave era, where he's been through various losses in his personal life, and he's also getting older and older, so his music is naturally getting moodier and moodier. They're becoming darker and darker. And I feel like we're finally reaching the final stage of that aging transformation, where it's gone so dark that it comes full circle and it becomes this bright, beautiful, meta-modernist, metaphysical, spiritual experience, which is something that I absolutely love. So he turns Christian on this album, with Christian gospel choirs and all of that stuff. And once again, we hear deep croons from him, poetic lyrics, spacey song structures, and beautiful cinematic instrumentals. Not all the tracks wow me. Some of them feel like art pieces, but a lot of the tracks here are really moving and powerful, especially the track Conversion, with the children's choir sort of coming in at the end of the track and the chants being touched by the spirit. It's amazing. And the album ending, As the Waters Cover the Sea, has these refrains where Nick Cave wishes peace and good tidings. So it's absolutely interesting how different artists face mortality. You know, whether it be David Bowie or recently passed away Sakamoto Ryuichi, they all deal with their own mortality musically in different ways. Same on this album, and I really, really like it. Even though it's not that great of an album, I still really like the concept behind it. Feeling a strong 7 on this thing. Then we have the Taiwanese singer-songwriter Yile Lin, or in Mandarin, Lin Yile. And the name of the album in Mandarin is 素颜的样子, which means which literally means 素颜 means no makeup, and 样子 means face, so no makeup face. And the official English translation is true colors. And it's a pretty decent album. It's a cutesy, summery pop rock album. It's fine. It's pretty inoffensive. It's not too bad. But there are two main issues. One is that it is extremely derivative. I don't know why, but it's very easy for East Asian indie rock bands or artists to do this kind of summery pop rock thing. Like, it's easy to make and it's easy to copy from other indie rock bands. The other thing is the vocals are terrible. Maybe it's a style, maybe she's trying to sound amateurish, but they sound terrible. A lot of the tracks here sounds like karaoke singing. There's some highlights though. We have the track Mrs. Curry Said with the nostalgic chords and I don't even know if it's a guitar or a keyboard, but it's bam, 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 bam in the back, which is very interesting. And she sort of does this Björky vocals, which is maybe that's why she sounds so bad, is because she's trying to imitate Björk, even though she doesn't have the strength of Björk. Mr. Siegel, I Love You has these sweet little string arrangements that I really like, and the Last Love Letter is a gorgeous 7-minute long piano ballad. Please listen to more Taiwanese music. Please check out more East Asian indie artists. Feeling a 6 out of 10 on this album, but highly encourage anyone to check it out if you want to get into Asian music, that is. To end it off, we have the new album from the Voidz, Like All Before You. This is a new album from Julia Casablanca, who previously is in legendary indie rock band The Strokes. And yeah, this is weird. What the hell happened? This is not the quirky, witty, strange art pop music that I know from 2018. In 2018, the Voidz released one of the most interesting and boundary-pushing art pop albums. What the hell is this? Not only do we have AI art, but also the music itself. I know Fantano gave it a not good, but it is really not good. There are some interesting ideas here and there, but the album is so terribly mixed and mastered. The vocals are completely buried underneath everything, and his vocals are very mumbly. The instrumentals are very basic. The track 7 Horses sounds like a joke song that Brad Taste in Music would make, with thick autotune and simple sequence beats. This track's spectral analysis just feels like a very lazy attempt at ambient music. Prophecy of the Dragon has some nice chord progressions, and All the Same has some interesting ideas, including the New Order-esque bass line, even though it's kind of derivative. But structurally, these songs are a huge mess. So I just feel like a lot of the album just feels like half-baked ideas, unfinished songs. Again, there are some good ideas here and there, and certainly there is style, but it's just a very messy album. Feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 out of 10. So, have you listened to these albums? Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more. And gracias por watching.